The hum of the city outside was barely audible as I sat at my desk in our small New York apartment. I'm Jarina, a 32-year-old translator who's carved out a life in the chaos of the Big Apple. It's been a wild ride ever since I left the Czech Republic as a teenager, working relentlessly to build something I could be proud of. From translating for diplomats at the United Nations to helping Fortune 500 executives communicate across the globe, I've put in the grind. Babe, where's my lucky tie? My husband's voice echoed from the bedroom, warm and familiar. Michael, my sweet, unassuming husband. He's a devoted elementary school teacher, the kind of man who can wrangle a room full of energetic kids but can never seem to keep track of his own clothes. I rolled my eyes, unable to suppress a smile. Check the laundry basket. I called back. Within seconds, Michael's head popped out from the bedroom, his grin lighting up the room. What would I do without you? He chuckled. Probably show up to school with mismatched socks, I teased. Our apartment wasn't much, nothing fancy, but it was ours, filled with love, laughter, and moments like these. It was a far cry from the world my brother Victor lived in. Just as I was settling back into my chair, my phone buzzed with a text from Victor. Don't forget, baby sis, engagement party this Saturday. Wear something presentable. I groaned, showing the message to Michael. Can you believe him? I muttered. Michael, always the steady one, glanced at the message and shook his head. Your brother's a piece of work. Are you sure you want to go? He asked. I sighed, a slight shrug lifting my shoulders. He's still family, right? Plus, I have to meet Olivia, the girl he's marrying. Poor thing probably has no clue what she's getting into. Michael raised an eyebrow. Olivia Prescott, he asked. Isn't her family ridiculously rich? I nodded. Yeah, I doubt Victor's marrying for love, I muttered. Victor had always been envious of my success. Sure, he had his big finance job, but it was never enough. Every family dinner turned into a battle for dominance, a competition I wasn't even interested in. Michael, as if reading my mind, spoke up. Remember last Thanksgiving? I groaned. How could I forget? With him mocking my job, calling it playing telephone operator for a living, and then having the nerve to call teachers glorified babysitters. I mimicked his condescending tone with a sneer. Michael's face faltered for a moment, and without thinking, I wrapped my arms around him, offering comfort. Hey, you're changing lives. Victor wouldn't last 5 minutes in your classroom, I whispered. Michael smiled softly and kissed my forehead. Thanks, babe. So, what's the game plan for Saturday? I sighed, flopping onto the couch. Smile, nod, and try not to punch my brother in the face. Michael chuckled. Want me to fake food poisoning so we can bail early? I laughed, but the thought lingered. Maybe we should just give it a real shot, for Mom and Dad, at least. Michael raised an eyebrow. You sure? Last time we tried to keep the peace, Victor accidentally spilled wine all over you. I sighed, rubbing my temples. I know. But he's getting married. Maybe this will finally get him to grow up. Michael snorted. And maybe pigs will fly. As I laid out our outfits for the engagement party, a knot formed in my stomach. Was I making a mistake? But family's family, right? Even when they're a pain in the ass. The night of the engagement party finally arrived. I found myself nervously adjusting my dress in the bathroom of some lavish club. Michael and I had debated whether to attend, but in the end, we decided to show up, family obligations, after all. You look beautiful, Michael said as I stepped out. He looked dashing in his suit, though he kept nervously tugging at his collar. Ready to face the lion's den? I asked, taking his hand as we navigated the crowded room. We nodded at acquaintances and searched for familiar faces. Victor's world collided with mine in the form of finance brothers and socialites, a world where Michael and I were out of place. I spotted the happy couple near the bar, Victor and Olivia, both surrounded by laughter and luxury. Well, Victor's voice broke through the crowd. The teacher and the translator decided to grace us with their presence after all. I forced a smile. Wouldn't miss it, brother dear. Congratulations. Olivia gave us a once-over. How quaint, she remarked, her voice dripping with disinterest. Victor, darling, aren't you going to introduce me properly? Victor waved dismissively. This is my sister Jarina and her husband. Mike, he trailed off, correcting himself. Right. Mingle. Enjoy yourselves. Open bar and all that. We spent the next few hours circulating, exchanging small talk and dodging backhanded compliments. I thought maybe, just maybe, we could make it through the night, until I overheard a conversation coming from a nearby VIP section. Can you believe my sister actually married that loser? Victor's voice was sharp, cruel. An elementary school teacher, talk about settling. My blood ran cold. I glanced over at Michael, who was talking to someone, blissfully unaware. One of Victor's friends laughed. Why'd you invite them, man? Victor's laugh rang out, bitter and mocking. Are you kidding? It's hilarious. Plus, I get to show everyone how charitable I am, taking care of the family charity case. My hands clenched into fists. Fury coursed through my veins. I stormed toward the VIP area. What the hell did you just say about my husband? I demanded, my voice shaking with anger. Victor's eyes widened for a split second before his signature smirk slid back into place. Eavesdropping little sister. How rude! No, I snapped, my voice cutting through the tension. What's rude is insulting the people you supposedly care about behind their backs. Victor's smirk faltered. Oh, come on. Can't take a joke? Everyone knows Michael's not good enough for you. Hell, you're barely good enough for this family. His words hit me like a slap. My vision blurred with rage. Excuse me? Victor sneered, clearly enjoying the spectacle. Little Jarina, always trying to prove herself. Playing translator while the rest of us do real work. It's pathetic. I saw red. The world around me seemed to pulse with fury. You arrogant, self-centered. Everything okay over here? Michael's voice cut through the tension, his presence a stark contrast to Victor's venom. Victor's grin turned predatory. Oh, look, it's the glorified babysitter. Tell me, Mike, how does it feel knowing you'll never provide for my sister the way she deserves? The words hit Michael like a blow, and something inside me snapped. That's it. We're leaving. And don't expect us at your wedding. I'm done trying to please you. As I turned away, my hand tightly gripping Michael's, I knew that this night, like so many before, had revealed the true cost of trying to fit into a family that never understood me. Victor, I hissed, gripping Michael's hand tightly, ready to leave this nightmare behind. But his mocking voice trailed after us, relentless. Running away again, huh? Typical. You were always a disappointment. I could feel the weight of his words sinking deep into my chest, even as we walked away. The drive home was deafeningly quiet, a heavy silence hanging between us. My tears flowed freely, staining my cheeks, while Michael's eyes remained fixed on the window, his thoughts a million miles away. When we finally reached our apartment, the dam inside me broke. I'm so sorry, I sobbed, my voice cracking. You didn't deserve any of that. Michael pulled me into his arms without a second thought. It's not your fault, Jar. Your brother's always been a jerk. I can't believe I kept giving him chances, I whispered, wiping my eyes, my anger simmering. No more. I'm done with him. Over the next few days, my phone buzzed nonstop with messages from Victor, each one more manipulative than the last. Come on, sis, I was drunk. You know I didn't mean it. Mom's heartbroken. You're not coming to the wedding? How could you do this to the family? Stop being so dramatic. It was just a joke. Each text, more infuriating than the last. I deleted them all, one after the other. No more second chances. No more toxic family drama. It was time to put Michael and myself first, no matter the cost. The fallout from Victor's bachelor party was a storm, a nuclear explosion of chaos. I dreaded making the call to my parents, but I knew it was inevitable. My stomach churned as I dialed their number. "Mom, Dad, I need to talk to you about Victor's wedding," I began, my voice trembling. "Oh, honey, we're so excited." Mom's voice sang through the phone. "Have you picked out your dress yet?" I took a deep breath, gathering all the strength I had. "Actually," I said slowly, "that's what I need to tell you. Michael and I won't be attending." The silence that followed felt like a punch to the gut. Then, Dad's voice cut through, low and furious. "What do you mean you're not attending? He's your brother." I explained what had happened at the bachelor party, my voice growing steadier as I spoke. But it didn't matter. They weren't listening. "You must have misunderstood," Mom insisted. "Victor would never say such things. He's under a lot of stress," Dad added. "You need to be more understanding." The conversation ended with me hanging up, feeling completely defeated. But then I looked at Michael, his unwavering support shining through. He smiled, and in that moment, I remembered why I was doing this. We were in this together. Over the next few weeks, the family grapevine exploded. Cousins I hadn't spoken to in years suddenly had strong opinions about my life. Aunt Marta called to tell me I was being selfish. Uncle P.A. sent a long, rambling email about the importance of family. But it wasn't until my cousin Petra reached out that I realized just how bad things had gotten. "Jarma, what's this I hear about you being jealous of Victor's success and that Michael lost his job?" Petra's words hit me like a slap. Victor had been busy spreading lies to make himself look good. I set the record straight with Petra, but the damage had already been done. It felt like the entire family had turned against us. Fine. If they wanted to play this game, I'd show them what success really looked like. I threw myself into my work, staying late at the office, taking on extra projects. And when a prestigious interpreting position at the UN opened up, I went after it with everything I had. The day I got the offer, I burst into our apartment, waving the letter in the air. "Michael! I got it!" He scooped me up in a bear hug, spinning me around. "I knew you would, babe. You're incredible." As I settled into my new role, Michael was making waves of his own. He developed an innovative teaching program that combined music and math, and the kids were eating it up. Suddenly, the school board was taking notice. One night, as we celebrated with takeout and cheap champagne, Michael's phone buzzed. He glanced at it, then did a double take. "Holy! What is it?" I asked, my mouth full of lo mein. He showed me the email. The state education department wanted to implement his program across multiple districts. There was even talk of a grant, maybe a book deal. "Look at us," I laughed, clinking my plastic cup against his. The loser translator and the glorified babysitter, taking over the world. As Victor's wedding day approached, we packed our bags for a much-needed vacation. Let them have their drama. We were headed to a week of sun, sand, and not giving a damn about family politics. We were sipping cocktails on the beach when my phone pinged with a text from Petra. "OMG, you won't believe what happened at the wedding." Curiosity got the best of me, and I called her back. The story came tumbling out, each word laced with drama. Apparently, Victor had gotten wasted and caused a scene at the reception, ranting about ungrateful sisters and worthless brothers-in-law, airing all the family's dirty laundry in front of Olivia's horrified relatives. It was a disaster. "Half the family left early," Petra said. And Olivia looked like she wanted to murder him. A twinge of satisfaction ran through me, quickly followed by guilt. I didn't want to be the kind of person who took pleasure in someone else's misfortune, but I couldn't deny the feeling of justice. So, what do you think? Was I right to cut ties with Victor, or should family always come first, no matter what? Share your thoughts in the comments.